Hey, hi YouTube. Bringing you another game. This will be the fourth and final installment of the Benko Gambit series that we were talking about. This one is a game between two very famous players, Gligoric and Benko. Gligoric had the white pieces, Benko had the black. Game started d4, knight f6, c4, c5, d5, b5. C takes b5, a6, b takes a6, bishop takes a6. Knight c3, d6, knight f3, g6, e4, bishop takes on f1, king takes f1, bishop g7, g3. So no surprises here. And in the last game we looked at the move h3 in this position with the idea of putting the king on h2 but also stopping this knight maneuver. Okay, so this g3 is a little bit, you'll see this a little bit more often than h3, but after g3, castle, king g2, knight bd7. So now that black is actually defending this square another time, h3 was played because he was then knight g5 would have been a good move after that. So h3 anyway, knight b6, and the knight b6 is not the main move here, but it's a move that Benko played because in his book he said that Gligoric was a great opening specialist and that he didn't want to play the main move queen b6 even though it was his own opening system, just because he was probably scared of Gligoric's preparation, especially in this line, which was pretty well established at this point. And knight b6 is a move that is kind of subtle, but also just strange enough to get somebody to think and use time on their clock, and that's pretty much what the aim was behind knight b6. The actual idea of it is to play a later e5, but we'll see how this progresses. So actually queen b6 would have been the main line here, and this would have been followed up with rook b8 and all the familiar ideas that we already looked at. But we're going to look at this sideline, knight b6. After rook e1 here, queen d7, queen c2, and queen b7. So that was actually part of the plan too, because now if e6 or e5 comes and this ever opens up, this queen is actually on the same diagonal as the king. So that's actually part of the strategy. Bishop g5 was played, h6, and bishop takes on f6 here. Well, if he went back to e3, right, then comes knight c4. So bishop takes f6 makes this the most sense. Bishop takes back, and then queen b3, rook f8. And now white was actually playing e5 here. White hits e5 before black gets a chance to play it. Let's say maybe white could try rook ad1 in this position. Queen a6 is very good, threatening to take out the defender and then win a pawn. But e5 was probably white's best try. But in either case, this position is still even for both sides. D takes e5, knight takes e5, e6. And after rook ad1, logical move, centralizing the rook. Black takes on d5 here. But, okay, instead of playing rook ad1, I want to look at a couple other lines for white, actually. Knight c6 is one of them. Knight c6 is not a good move because the knight takes d5. And queen takes b7, rook takes b7 is definitely better position for black. And so after knight takes d5, knight takes d5, let's say, queen takes c6, queen takes c6. This is causing problems. There's a problem here. This knight's going to be a goner. This queen's being attacked. Yeah, this is bad. So after knight takes d5 here, what about knight takes b8? Let's see if this works here. And I want you guys to pause the video here because this is a nice little puzzle-like position. You could find the winning move here. I'll give you a couple seconds. Go ahead. And I hope you found the move knight e3 check. Beautiful move here. Wherever the king goes, it's going to be mate on the next move. You cannot take this knight because of the discovered check. So it's just so hopeless. After king h2, for example, queen g2 mates. And the same thing is true wherever the king goes. So that's a nice little trap I wanted to show you guys. Also, okay, so let's go back to rook a d1. That was what was played in the main game. Rook e takes d5, knight takes d5, knight takes d5 here, queen takes d5. Queen takes d5 check, rook takes d5, and rook takes b2. And this is pretty much just Steven right here. Rook takes c5, rook a takes a2, knight d3, just hold on. And you can see both sides have 3 pawns. It's a bishop versus knight and 2 rooks. This is absolutely even position. This is the position that the players drew, and that was just one more game I want to show you guys. So just to quickly recap here, this is a line that you're going to see so much. So in this position, sometimes you'll see this, sometimes you'll see that. Those are the two main systems here. Whether they're going to play e4 first, or if they're going to fianchetto. The third option here, they're going to play h3, followed by sneaking the king to h2 that we saw in one of the games also. But g3 here, that's going to be, this whole position right here is going to be your main, probably the thing you'll see the most, the variation you'll see the most playing on Lee chess, right? So this is why I want to kind of look at this. In h3, normally you won't see them go for both of these, but you'll either see h3 or g3. But playing this way, the way that Gligoric did, is good also. And queen, like I said, you could go queen b6, rook b8 ideas here. Those are going to be pretty strong. And also you have this knight maneuver. Eventually you can go knight e8 to get your knight into play, since you can't go knight g5 because of the h3 pawn. So I just wanted to recap on that. Rook e1, and then this this game was pretty typical of what could happen. White just went for the center, and black played on the queen side, but maybe this whole line with the knight coming to b6 is not all what's cracked up to be. This is just another sideline you can throw at your opponent in case they're prepared for your other main variation. All right, so that'll conclude the Benko Gambit series. I tried to put 4 games in that were very thematic of what you're gonna see. Whether you play on chess.com or Lead Chess, and that's my main thing is to give you guys some practical information that's actually going to help you. And I might do some more opening videos in the future. I might focus on something else. I might try to mix it up, but I'm going to keep this channel going and see what kind of content I can come out with, see how I can improve content, etc. Thank you.